Here at American Black Journal, we like to showcase the achievements of African Americans of all ages. My next guest wrote and published her first book at the age of 11. The book is titled Smoke and Coal. It's about the adventures of two cats who have their peaceful lifestyle threatened by the local bully, a cat named Storm. The author is Stephen Comer of Southfield, an avid reader and writer who loves cats. I'm pleased to have Eden here today, along with her father, Carlton Comer, who edited the book. Welcome to American Black Journal. These are always my favorite segments, when we find children doing things that we expect adults to do. So, Eden, tell me about how you got the idea to write this book.
I've always liked reading and writing, and I've been writing since I was really young. But when I got to 4th grade, my teacher, she said that I could write a book, and so I decided I would, and I didn't start it until a little while after that, but I did finish it.
Yeah, well, and I'm looking here, you have a copy of your book. That's a pretty thick book. I mean, a lot of children's books are just a couple of pages. This is a real story. Tell me about the story that's in your book.
It's 141 pages long, and the main characters are Smoke and Coal, and they're brothers. And Smoke is like the main character. And so they live together, and they have some friends, and Storm is bullying them. So they go and find some help some other places, and they have to like get rid of him.
Yeah, yeah. Well, and that's a good story about cats. I'm somehow imagining that you probably have a couple of cats of your own. Oh, you wish you did. You don't have cats. But I'm also imagining that the bullying part of this story is something that maybe you're concerned about in your school, or that you see happening around in your neighborhood.
Well, I don't really see it in my school. My school is actually pretty nice. But I have a friend who moved away, and she doesn't really get bullied, but I am concerned about bullying, and I don't like seeing people bullied.
Yeah.
I see people bullied online.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I don't want that to happen.
Yeah. Carlton, obviously you're very proud of your daughter. Tell me, though, it's still, I'm always thinking that the parents have to be shocked on some level when your child does something that, again, like I said, is something that you would expect an adult to have to be able to do. That's
totally the case. Steve, we knew Eden was working on a book, my wife and I, and I didn't really check into kind of her work on it partially through. She just brought it to me and said, "Dad, I'm done with my book."
Here's my book.
So I looked at it and I was thinking kind of Three Little Pigs or something, you know, and it was 140 something pages. I was like, wow, this is a real book.
This is a story.
I started reading it. I was, getting into it, and wondering what the cats were going to do next, and was Smoke going to win? Was Storm going to win? I was really into it, and so we're super proud of her. Yeah, she's exceeded our expectations.
Yeah, yeah. So, Eden, tell me, you've published a book at age 11. I'm 44 years old. I have not published a book. Tell me what you want to do when you grow up. Do you want to be a writer?
I do want to keep writing, but I also like animals, so I want to be something like a veterinarian. And I am like interested in graphic designing, so
yeah,
I might do that too.
Right, right. Carlton, talk about how, as a parent, how important it is to not just nurture what your kids want to do or what they're interested in, but to sort of manage it. In other words, to keep keep that energy alive and that ambition and focus it on a goal. I mean, this is somebody who could obviously be an author when she grows up, but there's lots of things that she would have to do other than just writing this book to get to that space.
Well, it's ambitious. I think every parent wants their children to do extremely well, and we set goals for our children. And we have them write them down, and we look at them, and we make sure that they look at them. So she has a little bulletin board in her bedroom. Her brothers do as well, and one of the goals was to publish her first book.
Is that right?
That was on there, and she put the energy and discipline in to do it. What's interesting is she just gave me a draft for the second one, which is like part 2.
Oh, another book.
She hasn't named it yet, but it's a sequel. I guess we'll call it to that. But we spend deep quality time with our children and talk to them about what we want their future to be, and they have boundaries. And
yeah, right, right. How much help is the school that she's in? I mean, it sounds like they're playing a role too in helping to sort of focus that ambition and that energy.
Oh, absolutely. Actually, her fourth grade teacher there, Mrs. Long at Southfield Christian, she really dropped the seed in my head, Stephen, to actually go from Eden writing things to publishing this as a book.
Yeah.
So the school has been tremendous, and given the background, just the general coursework, but also challenging her academically. Eden has other awards that she's gotten academically from the school, and they give her a chance to do advanced reading work because she's above her grade in her reading and writing.
Yeah. So Eden, tell me about some of the other things you like to do. You're still young. I know you're busy writing your second book, as your dad said, but there's got to be some other things that have your interest.
Most of the time I like to play my personal computer and go on Animal Jam. And it's like a virtual animal world. You can be lots of different animals and talk to your friends. And I have a lot of friends who play on it too. Most of my classmates do. I also like to just read for fun. And I go to the library a lot during the summer especially. I also do a little bit of knitting. I learned last year. I've only completed one thing, but I'm working on a second scarf right now. So.
Yeah. Well, that reading for fun, that's really important. I always say there is no such thing as a good writer who's not a good reader, and you will always write the way you read. So keep that up. And Dad, it sounds like this is a child who needs some cats. She said she didn't have any. I'm surprised.
We're working on that.
Right, yeah. I understand. I'm a parent too. All right. Thank you guys both for being here, and Eden, good luck.
Thank you. Thank you.
You can keep this if you want.
Oh, I will definitely do that. I will give this to my children and show them that another child did it. Thank you guys both.